So I will call the meeting to order.
Okay.
What? No pledge today. I'm tired. I can't stand up. Sorry. All right, so we have two things on the agenda. We have the police chief interview process and the fire chief process. Do we want to go in order, or do you want to go out of order? Okay, we'll go in order.
All right. At our last meeting, we had talked about interviewing the two finalists in the August 2nd. Do we want to have it as part of our regular meeting, or do we want to hold a special meeting just for interviews?
I'd like to hold a special meeting for that.
Yeah, I think a special meeting is the way it should be held.
So when is the board available?
Well, if we want to do it on the 2nd still, I can be available anytime, so it's up to these two who work.
Anytime after 5:30.
What do we have on the
For
agenda?
this time.
For the second,
For the 2nd. What's on there right now?
particularly with liquor license.
Liquor license?
Yeah. Because the owner of Russo, or Bruno's, or whatever it is up there,
Brusso's?
died. So now they have, because everything was in his name,
Okay.
they go through all the
Is that Joe?
license change.
Opex.
Do you guys
All the way
want
up
to do
by
it
the high
on
school.
the 3rd instead?
Okay.
Pickers like
Yeah.
Because it'll be
Good name, right?
roughly,
I can't do the 3rd.
okay.
I have a meeting with the school.
I mean, I'd like to have it done that week.
The 3rd, August 3rd is out for me.
It's out for Glenn too.
Why don't we, the only way we can make it happen this week,
I can make it happen this week, but it's already,
I don't know if posting goes.
I mean, what, 48 hours, right?
Friday interviews are kind of cruel.
But that's going to be kind of hard to know for the guy. Kevin's here, he's hearing it.
Right.
You know, usually I try and get a little bit of notice.
Yeah, I just.
Was it
try not
10
to
day
prolong
notice?
it, because if we look at next
Is
week.
there a legal requirement, like 10 days like we do in the courts?
For what?
Have them come?
Yeah,
No,
for notice.
but.
I didn't know if it had to get posted.
We don't know what his schedule is.
Okay.
You know, give him a 2-day notice, he may already have something planned for this week.
I mean, how does everybody feel about Friday interview?
Friday,
What?
this Friday coming up?
The 30th.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing, whether some,
But
whether
we can
either are available on Friday, and the same thing comes into play. I don't mind waiting, it's just that if we wait till, the earliest we can, sounds like would be next Thursday,
You're out. You can't do the 4th either?
or next Wednesday. So with that said, it doesn't mean we probably won't be able to make a decision till the following week. So now we're 2 weeks out.
Why do you need a week?
Why can't we just discuss it after the interviews and make the decision Wednesday night?
I'm just curious, why can't you make the decision that night?
Well, I guess we could.
Deliberations.
What?
You just go on to deliberations
Right.
after it.
And then we come out and,
I think we'll get next Wednesday then.
Wednesday the 4th?
4th is good.
And 45 minutes again.
Yeah, 45 minutes would be nice. So we want to do 5:30?
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
that's
yes,
fine.
please.
Well, I don't know if you want to do 6. We'll do 5:30.
Why don't we do 5:45?
Okay. You want to do 5:45?
Well, that way,
That
so
works.
everybody's, you know,
Okay, I'm just asking.
I know it's tough sometimes for,
I'm just trying
Rick to
to
be
get,
here.
just trying to get the time down.
no, I want to make sure that Rick is,
Like
you know, he has time to get here. He doesn't feel like he's rushed, that's all.
Oh, see, I don't care about him.
So Rick, it's on you. I mean, if you think 5:30 is fine, then I'm fine with 5:30.
Yeah,
I just want to make sure you feel like you're not rushed to get here or something, that's all.
yeah, I can make it happen.
Hey, what about me? I'm
I got
coming
lots
from
of
Orange.
contact.
Huh?
So I'm coming from Orange.
you just said earlier, we're only two that have jobs, so.
So we're moving to 5:30 now.
5:30 the 4th.
Okay.
Okay, only, you're going to have real jobs.
And the next issue is the questions that you're gonna be asking. I know when the search committee, you have 15, 11,
11 questions.
11 questions. I don't know if that's something more you wanna do, or if you wanna,
Was it these 11 questions?
Yes.
I don't think we need to ask all 11 again.
you're not gonna ask the same questions again.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm saying,
My recommendation.
if we have 11, we're gonna overlap questions, because I don't think we can come up with 11 new ones. And I don't think we need 11.
I don't think we need to let it roll. I can't speak for you two, I can only speak for myself because I was on the board or the committee for the interviews. But I think based on the 11 questions that were asked, the committee put forward the two best candidates they thought they had. With that said, I would say that I think we can come up with some additional questions. I don't think we need nearly as many as that. But however, there may be questions independently that you want answers to, or you might want to ask that may pertain to something that you want an answer to. You can take a look at the questions that we did ask as the committee. I know we try to do our best to have a broad range of questions that covered a lot of different areas in respect to the position.
Are these the ones?
Yes.
These are the
Those
ones they asked, yes. Okay. So we're scheduling for 45 minutes each.
You want the first one to start at 6?
I'm going to start the first one at 6.
What was that?
That was my phone.
That was cool.
So I know when someone's messaging me.
Do we want to do 2 questions each? Anyone?
Yeah, I'm okay because I had the opportunity to ask whatever I wanted to ask when we did the original interview. So nothing they responded with prompted any other thought of a question? No, because we were able to follow up questions. And
Okay.
stuff. Yeah.
So do you not want a question at all?
I don't need to.
Okay.
Just like I said, because I feel the questions that were asked during the committee search, I think was basically
They were appropriate for what you needed to know? Okay.
Are these the questions?
Yes, those are the questions that they asked.
No, are these the ones we're asking?
No.
No.
No,
No, those are the ones that have already
questions-
been asked.
Right, those are the questions the search committee asked.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I personally think I have about 3 questions that I want answers to. That aren't based on this, that aren't any of these, because I had some of these questions too, but I think I have 3.
These are good questions because that's what I was kind of thinking along.
Yeah, they are. They're very good
These,
questions,
yeah.
which is, it's hard for us now, but I have a few things that I'd like to find out. Inquire about.
Okay, just, you can ask a couple of questions, I'm sure.
All right, so we'll probably have about 6 questions, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're held to it. I mean, if you decide you
If we
have
decide
4
we have more, we
questions,
can
I have
ask
a
more,
question.
Yeah.
but
You can always, there's no reason why we
It can be
can't
short
have
and sweet.
can be short and sweet.
All they ask is whatever questions that we do ask, we ask of both.
Both. They both have to be asked the same exact way.
But I'll say if it's helpful that prior to the meeting on Wednesday, that we send questions that
Chris.
we have to Chris, so Chris can, the same
sure we
thing
have
that I'm
duplicates.
here, and that way, when it comes to interview, we can
Just read it
ask
right
the
off.
same questions.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
Okay.
All set?
Yeah.
I'm all set.
Also,
Then the next one is the fire chief process.
yes.
I have put in front of you a proposed ad. You put in the Beacon, would be listed on the Fire Chiefs Association of Massachusetts. And Chief Trulinski gave me another publication called the Daily Dispatch. On the Daily Dispatch, we could do either a national listing, a division listing, or a state listing.
What's division? I know what national is, but what's
I have no
division?
idea what division is.
Chief, what's division?
I'm sorry, the what?
He said we have the option of a national, division, or state listing. What is division?
National's just gonna put it out across the advertising medium is obviously online, and they can bring it down to regional areas, northeast or whatever. National would be putting it across the country.
Okay, so
Don't go that far.
division would be,
Northeast.
Division is at the bottom.
oh, okay. So can we choose what divisions?
I would recommend Northeast.
New England division, Connecticut, Maine, Mass, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Vermont? Or do we want to go further out?
I mean, we went further out for the police chief. And I'll tell you, from sitting on the interviews, it was nice to see people from different areas and just, we had a lot of qualified candidates.
So do we want to go national?
I don't think we hurt ourselves from going national, especially now we have Zoom meetings and stuff like that. I think we interviewed people from other areas. It was easier enough for us to do it.
Okay, it'll be, so if we do national listing, it's not, I mean, the rates aren't that bad. It's $100 difference between national and division.
I mean, our goal is to get the best
Best
candidate for the
qualified
position.
candidate. So we'll go national? National. See what we get. Sorry.
Now, do we want to look at the job description at all and change that? Or we want to just, the board want to take until the next meeting to decide what they're going to do?
I'd like to be able to read the job description. These are the ones that were just done, correct? Okay.
Not by him.
No, but these are the ones that are just done. So I personally would like to move this to the next meeting.
And then at the same time, I want to ask the board, do we want to do a promotion or do an appointment for a captain? Because with Chief Trulinski having indicated that he is not going to be here for a long period of time, are we going to get back into the same thing we had before when we had 7 lieutenants? And then when 2 officers show up on the scene, they argue over who has seniority on the scene.
Well, I think we do need to keep a chain of command, so that would probably entail a captain being promoted.
But I want to make sure that, and I do agree with that, we need a chain of command in the rank structure to make sure that there's one person running the department after our current chief leaves. However, I want to make sure that, speaking with, early on with Mr. O'Grady there, was that there's certain things that a police chief needs to be, there's certain reasons why you have to have a chief versus someone else in rank running the department. So does the fire department have that same qualifications or needs, where only only a chief or a deputy chief is able to do
I see
A,
what
B,
you're
and C?
saying. So you're
Where a
asking,
captain
can we
cannot.
run if we don't have a deputy chief or a captain? Is that what you're asking?
I'm asking if the department just be ran with a captain.
The requirements from the Department of Fire Services, you have to have a chief officer who would be qualified They're designated as the head of the agency, and they're the ones who can sign permits and do things like that. That keeps them on the legal up and up. So again, if you were to appoint somebody temporary, I would still give them a title of interim fire chief in order just to cover yourself for permitting processes and carrying out the intent of the law.
Can that be done with the deputy chief?
Yes, you can name a deputy chief and then make them an interim chief, yes.
Okay.
But you're saying that it has to be the interim chief. It has to be a title of chief.
Right.
Okay, that leads us into our next issue.
So with that said, we may need to look at having a interim chief for the fire department as well. If there's certain things, again, that only
Only a chief can do.
So that could be something to, between this meeting and our next meeting, to research exactly what is needed.
Sounds like
The chief just mentioned a few things that were, it needs to be done, so I think we should have a list of everything that needs to be done to make sure that, especially if we're gonna if we're looking at doing an interim chief, that we make sure, that person would have the know and the qualifications to be, interim chief as well, if we have to go down that road.
I agree. Keith,
Forgive me for sounding dumb. Chain of command. So it would go lieutenant, captain, deputy, chief? Okay. And currently we have all lieutenants.
and that would take away, no sense in making a deputy chief, because you're gonna make an intern chief, right? Anyhow, to sign permitting process and stuff.
That just leads to someone jumping 3 ranks. 2 ranks. Lieutenant, captain, deputy, interim.
Or it's interim.
What?
It's interim.
Well, it's interim, but then going back to a lieutenant is an odd.
Well, that happens at other departments.
Does it happen in other
Yeah.
departments?
They may name someone interim chief, or they may just happen here, or the police department. But other towns,
No,
or
I know
cities
we
do
did
that.
that, but-
Other cities do where they may have a captain, they make that person interim chief or lieutenant, depending on the structure. If you don't have a captain do it, then you have to go next supervisors.
The thing is, we got all
Supervisor rank.
lieutenants now, and
Right.
so somebody's gonna, no matter who, interim is gonna jump over to a couple ranks, so.
That's what I'm
That
looking
doesn't
at.
guarantee they're gonna be appointed.
In no way, shape, or form does that guarantee they'd be our next chief. Okay. So yes, can we tackle this next meeting, because I really need to get my head around this.
So I think if we can reach out to make sure that we have all the information, Chris, would be helpful. Because before we had what was the title, fire administrative?
We had a assistant town administrator for fire services, but he was not allowed to go to any of the scenes or do any of the things that a fire chief would normally do.
Right.
So you still would need a
He was
fire
just an
chief.
administrator for the department.
All right. So you still need a chief to do what
The
chief spoke about.
chiefly duties. All right.
All right.
Is there anything else you'd like to add, Mr. Martin?
Start thinking about names for people on the fire chief search committee.
Yes. I have a couple names.
I can tell you and I know it's a different it's a different position than what the fire chief was. I mean, the police chief was, but I can tell you the committee that worked on the police chief search, I thought did a nice job with that. So I would recommend you maybe consider some of those people that were on that committee. I thought they did a nice job. And I would also recommend that, you know, whoever we do have for a committee, we have someone for, not part of the committee, but as support for the committee. And someone that is well-versed in the fire department and duties and things of a fire chief. A retired fire chief would be someone great to be a resource for the committee.
Does it have to be a retired? Could it be?
It doesn't have to be retired.
Okay.
No, it could be a current chief, which is fine as well. I know sometimes we had one for our committee, but however, when someone's working full-time, it made it difficult for them to get to some of the meetings that we had. And unfortunately, fortunately, our committee had some people that were involved in law enforcement
Right.
as their career, which was beneficial to the committee.
Okay. Is there anything else anybody would like to add? No?
No.
Who wants to go home?
So, just quickly, so Chris, at our next meeting, we're gonna talk about the posting. That's next Monday.
Monday. We'll deal with the job description and the posting.
I want to see if we can get that up sooner than later, because then, you know, and then by the time we get into the
Okay,
what needs to go, it's going to be probably in the next week.
Right, but I mean, I don't think we should be posting this without.
No, I agree. I'm just saying if we could.
Okay.
You know, I don't know.
Chris, has this
You know,
gone
when you
through the
keep a
pers-
meeting once a week, it drags things out.
It drags things on.
further,
No, I know.
Which takes time. I know our current chief is.
It has gone
He's
through the
looking
personnel
forward to
board?
That's the one
retirement.
that came from personnel board.
Okay,
When we,
excellent. I
we
recognize
did
it.
that study. We did
So we'll
that
just put
study.
this first on
It
the
was?
agenda.
Yes.
We'll get
Okay.
that
The only
done.
thing I updated on that was the number of full-timers and call force.
Got it.
Okay, because when we had done it, it was only 4 full-timers, and we had 37 call force members. Now we have 5 full-timers and just appointed 34 call force.
Qualifiers, okay.
Okay. Outside of that, I didn't touch anything down. Okay.
Can we put this first on the agenda next Monday? So that we can get this taken care of. Why?
Because we have a liquor license hearing at 5:35.
You did say that. You did say
It doesn't
that.
matter whether it's first or not. It's not gonna get out any quicker.
Can make Kathy go up and do it. I didn't say that,
It's already been
Kathy.
advertised in the paper for the
Yeah.
alcoholic hearing.
Okay, you did say that and I forgot.
Sorry.
Okay. I'll forgive you this time. Actually, I have one more question. Chief, you've read this job description?
I have not.
No?
Probably not.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you to read it and tell me if it is logical. If you don't mind. Thank you. Since I've never been a chief, I don't know if what it says here is correct.
Well, I can show you a couple of other ones that they have.
Which job description look at? The one the personnel board sent us or the one that have been, this one?
This one.
Okay, that's the one from the personnel.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna assume you guys did it with input,
I can
but,
give you like hip switches and things like that, if that's what you want.
or I can just hand it to the chief and ask him to read it and tell me if it sounds correct.
Your call, what you want to do.
That's what I'll do. Alrighty. Anybody have anything else? Rick, you got anything?
Nope, I'm
Glenn,
comfortable
you
with
got
that
anything?
I do
job
not.
description.
Alright, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
I didn't make it yet.
Yo, it just did.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn this time.
Now you can second.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.